Our next guest, well, he's Congressman Andy Biggs, and he's concerned about inflation, and he's trying to do something about it. Congressman Andy Biggs, welcome to the conservative circus. While the swamp dwellers in Congress are scrambling to get people interested in the 2020 elections, you're actually holding hearings on Biden inflation. What do you think your constituents care more about, J6 or high prices in the stores?
Yeah, I think they care about their pocketbook issues. I mean, you go every time you go to the gas pump. It's a horrific reminder of who sits in the White House. I mean, James, I was coming to the airport on the other day, $5.69 for a gallon of gas at my the store I go to, and it was just a little over $2 when President Trump was the president. So you can see it, you feel it. You're buying food and it costs more. You're trying to figure out whether you can even afford to take a vacation this summer. All of these things are really at the forefront, I think, of my constituents, but quite frankly, of all Americans.
Biden was asking gas stations to lower their costs. He asked them to do that yesterday. He said it in that creepy whisper of his, when he leans into the microphone, do it now. Do it today. Do you think that's going to work, Congressman? Or will we get cheap gas prices now that he has put out that order?
I think gas price is going to be the same. What's most creepy about it? I mean, the voice and the mannerisms, that's all creepy. But what's creepy about it is a guy who has never been really in the private sector in 60-some-odd years. He's been a politician, never written a check to an employee or anything. He thinks that just by saying, hey, you guys cut your cost, reduce your price, that they can afford to do that. They've got to make a profit so they can pay their employees, right? I mean, you got to make enough money to pay your employees, pay for the cost, pay for the drilling, and refining of this and transportation of it. I mean, it's like this guy has no clue. I mean, he thinks he can just wave a magic wand. What he can do, though, is he could advocate for policies that would reduce energy prices, but he won't do that.
You say that he hasn't studied economics. Maybe he has, Congressman. Maybe what we're seeing out of him is the Bolshevik model. Maybe we're seeing, the Soviet state, command and control, where a dictator could think that they could tell people what to do. I mean, this has been done all over the world in third world countries. Is that what we're becoming here?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, what's implicit in what you're saying is that this is deliberate, and I agree with you. This is deliberate, and they want to. They've said it. They want to get rid of fossil fuels. They want to get rid of gas. They want to get rid of the internal combustion engine. They want to go to some alternative, but there is no. Biden keeps calling this a transition period. That's what they want, and the result will be our standard of living will decrease. It's already decreasing. People are making choices. Can I buy this? Can I buy that? Can we go here? Can we do that? Can I afford to even go to work? It is deliberate. It is purposeful and intentional.
We have Congressman Andy Biggs in the center ring of the conservative circus. I want to change gears, Congressman. How scary has our government gotten when you are forced to reintroduce the Fourth Amendment Act?
Well, that was one of the things that we kind of kicked around in the office. Do we really need to introduce legislation saying we have to follow the Constitution? And it is scary enough that, yeah, we do. We've got police agencies of the federal government that are spying on Americans, intruding into their lives. They don't necessarily have warrants. They don't have any probable cause or even reasonable articulable suspicion. They're just doing it. And in some cases, we found that they're doing it for political purposes. And that is frightening. That is frightening. And you throw it with the economy you and I were just talking about, and it is downright scary.
It's downright scary what we're watching, and when we have congressmen, making the same observations that we, the people, are in flyover country, that is being done to us on purpose, is even more frightening, because then you realize that this could be stopped. I mean, if this was seen as an emergency, if this is a problem, you would have people trying to tackle it, but nobody's trying to tackle it. No heads are rolling because of the policies that are in place. It's becoming a waiting game. How long can we wait this out, Congressman, before things change?
Well, that's why you got people like me and the Freedom Caucus. We're pushing this stuff as far as we can and as fast as we can, but we're kind of bound the way all Americans are, because our institutions are built on having trustworthy people serve. And right now, the other side is abusing every power that it thinks it has. And so that's why this election in 2022 is so incredibly important. We've got to get enough members of Congress in to at least slow down this accelerated run off the cliff that the far left in Congress is trying to take us to in this administration. So do I think we can hold on? Yeah, we can hold on, because we're Americans, and the majority of people know what's right. They love this country. They love the freedoms we have, and they know what Americans are waking up. They're seeing this. They're ready to fight, and so we can gut it out for a while longer. But it is an existential problem that we face.